Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the CBD Business Accelerator and CBD Business Success. We got an amazing guest today, Ashley Aboodi of FliFla. How you doing today, Ashley?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's nice to be able to speak to the community. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Another beautiful sunny day here in San Diego. I'm looking out my window at the sunshine, so I can't complain. And um, yeah, and everybody that's watching, this is something I don't normally do. FliFla is a company that I work with, and I really love what they do. I love working with them. So I'm giving my stamp of approval, and we're going to talk about some of the services that they offer and my experience working with FliFla, because if you have a CBD brand, they have a few different services that could really help you scale up. And so we'll go into that today in this interview. But yeah, Ashley, if you don't mind, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background, and then how did you get involved working with FliFla, and then also what do you guys do over there?
Sure. My background, to start out from the very beginning, I was always interested in psychology, in business, and making an impact. And the majority of my early career was spent in the e-vapor industry. So, working in a startup that was later acquired by Big Tobacco. So, I spent a good several years building up the e-vapor industry as a customer service manager at first, and then as a brand manager. So, that gave us a really unique perspective. Everyone who was really playing in that arena and working with the regulations and with marketing and figuring out how to navigate this innovative space that will hopefully change the market for the better. And then moving on to that, I started working a little bit more with nonprofits, also trying to balance out how can we make more of a social impact. I've got my own personal beliefs that are all about making a difference to the planet, the medicine, animals, people, whatever it might be. And that's where I connected with Adina. So Adina had already been building up FliFla from the call center and sales development and customer service side, working with some of the bigger manufacturers, developing B2B and B2C runways. So
Gotcha.
when we put our head together, we realized, well, we can expand. And one of the things that's really missing from a lot of the services that are provided to companies is that whole ecosystem perspective, not just having a sales team, but also having a marketing team. Because when one lives without the other, you see lack of consistency, you have less control over your ability to support. So we ended up really expanding so that we could offer a variety of services.
Nice.
And that was the start. And from there we've evolved a lot. And we met you guys over a year ago.
Yeah, it's been over a year now. That's crazy. And so, oh, just while I remember, I was talking to you before the call. What does FliFla mean?
So FliFla is a word that we've used. It doesn't really have any meaning. Let's just say it means luck. It represents good luck for us. It's one of those things that just come up over the years. We don't have like an explanation for it that's like we found this word and it means this. It's just brought us good energy, and so that's what we want with us all the time. Got the logo on my shirt, so we're
Nice.
living it.
For sure. So just to tell my experience over the past like over a year now working with the team over there, we have our ad agency and we need new leads all the time, and we need new customers, of course, because that's why we have an ad agency, and we're very specific of who we work with. We don't just work with every CBD company. And Ashley and Adina and her team have been able to book us 30 to 40 appointments per month, which is huge. Like, they're crushing it, and they find the leads for us based on the criteria that we give them. And it's really hard. Like, we don't make it easy on you guys. And so you guys are doing a great job. And every month they continually get us new leads, and then we have a team of closers on our team. So if you have a CBD brand, let's say you're trying to reach pharmacies and doctors' offices. Well, Ashley and Adina and her team can reach out and, sorry, I have to do something real quick here. Ashley and her team can reach out and book those appointments for you with those doctors' offices and with those pharmacies. And so it's huge. Like, you don't want to be the one all day long reaching out to these companies. They already have this figured out over there at FliFla. They can do it for you at a very reasonable cost as well. Of course, there's an investment, but it's very reasonable for the payoff that you're going to get, as long as you have great products and you're able to close deals, because they're going to have your calendar link and they're going to book you with calls, or whoever your closers are, they'll book calls all day long for you. And they'll book a lot more than 30 to 40 a month for you, probably, if you have a more wide variety of people you're looking to work with. Like, we are so niche down that it makes it hard, like I said, on you guys. So like, it's huge for us to get 30 to 40, but yeah, so it's amazing. And that's only one of the services they offer. They also offer customer service. So like, let's say you're getting 1,000 orders a day and you're crushing it. Do you want to deal with all that customer service? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you want to be on the phone all day. And so is
Taking
that's
the heavy
something,
lifting off.
yeah, and that's something you guys have major experience in. I know, I think it was Adina that told me she used to work in the financial end of things, right?
Yes, financial management. She is all systems and compliance and growth and performance and results. And that's how the company was built too. You know, you're talking about 30 to 40, but regardless of the company we're working with, we still want to work with them strategically, because that's really where the value is. Not just, execute. Like, working with you, a lot of what we did was build together. So building our strategy, you knew already who you wanted to target, where you wanted to go, but together we built that path to get there.
For
And we're
sure.
able to build out different assets and work on emails and optimize the flow for the different verticals. So it's a long-term partnership that we aim for,
Yeah, and
because
that's
that's
what's
really how
great.
you build it.
Like, the communication that you all have, like, we meet once a week and we go over things and we make sure everything's on track. And they also do personal assistant work for me too, so other like tasks and things that I need done. So they can do anything over there at FliFla pretty much.
Yeah.
And so, besides the customer service, lead generation, reaching out to the leads and booking the calls, doing some personal assistant stuff, you guys also offer email marketing, right?
Yeah, so we offer, well, I'll back up a little, because on the sales side, all of that, the lead gen, the bookings, the client management, customer service. Now, we find that a lot of times, in order to do that effectively, there's work to be done on the marketing side, whether that's the website, email, social, and it really depends. And the businesses who are watching, where you are today, where your strengths are, where you might have some gaps. Now, what we have is the ability to fill all those gaps in different places. So on the marketing side, that's email marketing, social media marketing, and we're very strong with social engagement, because originally we're all about communications. If you can communicate, if you can engage right, and actually create those connections person to person, and build exposure in groups and through influencers, that is an excellent organic strategy that doesn't require a whole lot of investment at first. So it allows companies to really build and scale the way they want. Like,
Yeah.
typically a company might, let's say, come in for sales, but then we'll also build an email marketing program and maybe do optimization on their website, and roll out a blog series with social media engagement. And from there, we'll often build up, because in any life cycle of a company, right, that company's changing, the needs change, the business changes.
Yeah.
So if, there isn't always that flexibility within a company to make those structural changes. Now get an admin and a new marketing person and a customer, and how do you trust all these people and train all these people? So we've been around for a while, and our system works. So we're able to integrate pretty well into existing infrastructure and serve as more of an extension, like for
Yeah.
you, Matt, it's been like, what do you need? Let's figure it out. We need leads right now. And then a few months later, we also needed to get a lot of operational work done and admin work done because of all of the success we were seeing. That generated a certain kind of demand for
Yeah,
resources
and I'll say
that
that
still.
we 10x'd our company over the past year with working with FliFla. We literally 10x'd, like we're crushing it, and that is a lot to do with FliFla. Like without the leads, we wouldn't be able to have the business, and so it's a huge component. And like you're just saying, like there's no one size fits all approach working with you. You all really care, and you're gonna talk to the customer and make sure that they're getting all the services they need that help them move forward. And that's what I like about you. It's not just like, all right, this is what we do, and it's all flexible with you. And Adina is great and easy to work with, and the communication is key, like you said, and it's really easy. And so I know you work with a lot of CBD companies. Is that all that FliFla works with, is CBD brands, or do you work with other types of brands as well?
We're working mainly with CBD brands, but I we would expand our definition of the brands we work with to say the wellness industry and also social impact. So it
Yeah.
might be brands that are making a difference in some way, um, usually in the natural wellness space, but there may also be brands that really fit our own values. So what we look for, we have high standards like you do. You know, we have standards for who we want to work with because, you know, we've talked about this before. Our buying choices shape the market, and our markets shape the world. So if we can work with brands that we believe in, if we can help brands succeed that we believe are the ones that should be dominating the market, then we'll create a better world. But what does that mean in our space? First, it's quality, and that in itself can be debated. But we're talking clean manufacturing, quality, locally grown. You know, all of those boxes have to be checked. But beyond that, we're working with companies, and we're looking for companies that have passion, that have some sort of breakthrough idea, something that's different, something that can really give back in some way. Um, and that's what really attracts us because we know that the business owners that have that passion and that belief in what they're doing and that bigger vision of being able to change the market, and every small thing that they do can make a difference, we know that we're going to have a really great partner to work with going forward, and we're going to
Yeah.
be able to see a lot of mutual success.
That's the same as what we do at Lucid Media. Like we only want to work with, companies that are a net positive for the world. Like we're getting these cannabinoids out there to the world. It feels great, like to be able to be a part of that, just getting the word out and the products out there to the world. It's amazing, and it's an honor.
It
And
is.
it's sometimes tough, like because I used to run dispensaries and I would see firsthand like people coming and crying and hugging me, and like I don't get that anymore, but I know that I'm still making that impact, in a different way, and just like you are.
Well, right now, you know, the world is opening up a little bit more, so we never know, you know, what form the market will shape shift into. It's been a lot more digital, but you know, getting back out there in the physical space too, and feeling what you're talking about, like feeling those interactions. And it's cool too because yeah, you know it, when we're in it and when we're writing content and when we're engaging, then we have to know in and out the industry. What are these new cannabinoids? How does the science work? What brands are killing it? What brands are doing something completely different? And what are the new techniques? And we have to be ahead of it. So it's like this constant challenge, but it's right there with like what we're interested in anyways. If this wasn't our job, we would probably be doing this regardless
Researching,
of
yeah.
some or another, you know.
Exactly. And so, you guys have a lot of different services. You're very flexible with the clients. And what would you say is going to be the focus for FliFla in 2022?
Yeah, so for 2022, we're looking for a few more clients who really need to fill in the gaps in some way. So, like I said, we have our standards. We want to work with brands that stand out. But we're also looking for brands at different stages of their life cycle. So if you have an amazing idea and a lot of passion, and you are just trying to get up and running, and you need those different tools, whether it's a sales team or social media management, email marketing, or you're generating a ton of demand, and now you've got these calls coming in, and you as a CEO, your mind has to be elsewhere. So we want to be able to take that on and help those type of companies grow and scale and serve as an extension to them. And I hope that we'll be able to really delve into some next level topics with these brands. Like we said, we're getting into like the cannabinoids and terpenes and different extraction processes and different niches. So we love seeing all these ideas pop up, and we want to be a part of it. So we want to see the ideas. We want people to reach out to us if they feel we can help them, and build those long-term relationships. We want to have a strong portfolio, and we want to be able to make our mark on the market like you are.
I love it. Yeah, and I'll vouch people that they work at FliFla. They work with a lot of huge CBD companies already, and they're working with some smaller mom and pop companies as well. So they're able to, function helping small startups as well as companies that are doing millions of dollars a month. And so it's just an amazing team. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have closers too, right? So if they need you to do the whole thing, you can handle the lead
Everything.
generation and the closing. And so we
Sure.
just do our own closing when we work with you, because we just like talking to the clients and, being on Zooms and stuff. But yeah, there is an option for FliFla to handle your closing on orders and account management and everything. Like you don't have to worry about anything. They got it. They're doing it for some big CBD companies already.
Yeah,
And
and we're
so
looking at that whole life cycle, exactly. So if we're doing a good job, then that engagement is going to increase. You're going to have more clients. That means more work. That means more coordination, scheduling meetings. Now there's a demand for more emails or whatever it might be. So we want to work with you so that you're not scrambling. We're already ahead. We're 3 months ahead. We see what's going to happen, and we're already optimizing the team to be able to. Like you said, there's companies that prefer to have more control over the closing, even over the lead gen. So we're more flexible in terms of how we plug in. Um, but the formula works. And that's what we love, because we know that whoever we're going to work with, we're going to be able to bring them to a place where we see that success.
yeah, and I like that about working with you all. Like, you never act like this is as good as it gets. We're always tweaking things. We're always trying to get
Oh,
better
always.
together, and it does get better and better. And so we're just constantly making little improvements as we go, and it works. Like those 1% improvements every day, it adds up. And so uh that's
Like,
how we work together. And like, Ashley, what's a piece of advice you would give to brands that are watching this?
I would say I would say you don't have to invest a ton of money to get exposure and to be successful. Our philosophy is a lot around that organic growth. And if you can do engagement right, and if you can find the right partners, and if you can get content out there that's relevant, then you can build yourself up to a point where you could work with Matt and start doing like paid ads, and it'll really make sense for you. Now at those beginning levels, you could work with us with FliFla. You could also begin building up your own plans, which really focuses on getting that community built up day by day and
Yeah.
making those small optimizations and having your finger on the pulse. And if you don't have time for that, or if your head needs to be in another place, that's what we're here for, on the sales side and the marketing side.
Yeah, it's
And that's it.
amazing. And that's what it's all about. You nailed it, Ashley, especially when you're a startup. Like, it's all about treating each individual like gold almost. Like, you gotta just really communicate with them and educate them, and get that trust. And the brands that do that win. Like, that's period. Like, I know a guy right now, he just started, he's doing 10,000 a month, and he doesn't even have a website because he's just so busy
Okay.
helping people, and he's just he's not tech
Yeah.
savvy, but he's so passionate about helping people that the word of mouth is getting out from friends, and he's already doing 10 grand a month just from like caring, and so
Yeah,
that's what
and
it's
that's
all about.
also it's the beauty of our industry also. Like we're very connected. I think Matt, you've also been able to build a community, like one of the biggest communities in the hemp space that can connect, that can get information and education from you, from other people and experts, from each other. And that is the spirit of it, I think. Before the industry was legalized, there was still an industry and there's a certain spirit that lives on even now in that community.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about just helping each other out and giving resources, and like today. And so people reach out to Ashley and her team over there at FliFla. And what's the best way they can reach you?
Yeah, you could check out our website, flifla.co, our
So it's
LinkedIn.
FLIFLA.co, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You could check out our LinkedIn. You can contact Matt for details, and we'll probably leave some information in the comments also. So it'll be pretty easy. And we would love to set you guys up with a custom offer. Anyone who's been working with Matt and the team, we'd love to build on that partnership.
Love it. Yeah. And like I said, people, I don't do this often, so they're getting
Yeah,
me
we
results.
appreciate
And Ashley, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you. And I'll be seeing you next week for our weekly meeting. So thanks again for all that you do. And people, hit up FliFla if you're looking for all the things that we talked about, and they will customize it all for you. So you're not going to be paying crazy amounts of money and worrying about
it.
returns and all that. So
Yeah,
thanks again for your time, Ashley. And I'm sure we'll do this again soon. We're going to start doing more videos with Ashley on different topics. So we'll be busting
yeah.
out some of those videos soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. We appreciate you and the
Have a
whole
great day.
team.
Thank you, and have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.